Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how I use the retard maxing to take my website from essentially no views to now I have over 30,000 impressions. And I don't know anything about SEO. This video is not meant to be like, I'm an expert, let me teach you. I just hope that whatever I share with you in this video, you're like, oh, this is sick, like maybe I should do it for myself and share my learnings with you guys. So essentially, I used to run a pure cold email agency. Then we added LinkedIn Outbound to it. And now I want to take on a challenge where we do everything. Because one thing about cold email and LinkedIn Outbound that I think sucks is that it does not compound. And this is, I wanted to just visualize like an effect of what compounding looks like. And I find that SEO, so blog articles and YouTube videos like the one I'm making right now, are incredible compounding channels, or they're incredible growth compounding channels. So with YouTube, for example, it's been great, even though I'm not as consistent as I should be. Why? Reasons I'll get to another time. But if I go to my channel here, I have a video. So this video was posted 5 months ago. Wow, time flies. And it's at 12K views. It keeps on getting more views, feels like every single day. And it's compounding. It's actually helped me now close over 12K in MRR. So let's look at the analytics. So YouTube is a great compounding channel. Like, look at this. This is an incredible chart, right? It just keeps on getting more views day by day. So naturally, the next step was SEO. I don't know anything about SEO website. I didn't look at my website. I didn't take care of it. I thought it was a waste of time, but then I got time on my hands. I'm like, let me take on the challenge. And the way I managed to get these numbers is just by trying different things out. And eventually what's stuck is that I built a Trigger.dev workflow. So this is Trigger.dev. It's an incredible tool. I literally installed it into my CLI once and then I barely log into the platform. The only time I log into the platform is to add my API keys, but essentially the workflow works like this. So step one, I'm using Exa and Serper to do a research on topics that are relevant to my industry. So I have a profile.md file locally on my computer that this workflow will read, and then it knows, oh, okay, I talk about AI, BDR, outbound stuff, and so on. Then once it makes the research report, so essentially it's pulling data that is relevant that I can reference, it will then write the blog article, right? So it generates a 2,000 plus word blog post that's written using my voice. And my voice was identified because I enjoy to write long form essays every now and then. I don't have a crazy amount of long essays, but I have enough to where the voice is decent. It's pretty good. So then it writes that. And then I learned just by asking Claude Code questions about what the hell is SEO, how can I rank on Google and things like that. Internal link building is really important. So internal link building is essentially, if I go to blogs and then let's click on this, you see how this is hyperlinked. If I click on it, it takes me to another blog article. So when you can show in your sitemap, which is something you submit to Google, and you're showing that all of these are relevant and connected to each other, apparently that helps with your Google ranking. Of course, I'm not gonna bother figuring out how to connect multiple blogs to multiple other blogs. Claude Code does it, which is great. So it does the internal linking. Then my website is built using React. So it's determining how to convert it so that it looks good and it has like this kind of formatting. So let me just show you, because it likes to use tables like this quite a lot. Okay, so it does that, and then it publishes it. And the way this is automated is that it sends the post to my GitHub. So my website that you see here is hosted on Vercel, and the backend is GitHub. So then there's an integration between GitHub and Vercel such that when something gets pushed to GitHub, Vercel will automatically deploy it. So I am completely removed from the process. This goes out for now 3 times per week. I might increase it to 5 times per week. Actually, I don't know why I haven't done that. It's like the opportunity is right there. But then I did that and I waited. And as you can see, the performance here skyrocketed from having basically no views. At some point, like the number that we really care about is clicks. Let me move my face. And we got 12 clicks. Here we're getting 7, only 29 impressions. And what's interesting is I can tell you with full confidence that before this, I had no meetings booked from SEO. No one ever said I came from your website. And then last week was a big discovery moment for us where a VC from Canada booked a meeting with us. And this VC doesn't even have a LinkedIn account. Like my salesperson tried really hard to find them on LinkedIn. He couldn't. He tried to find them anywhere online. The only thing he could find is their website because they booked a meeting with us, obviously, and we have their work email. So This is something I'm extremely bullish on because it compounds. And you can even see, so if I go to pages, because the way Google recommends you is it needs to crawl and index your page. I have 182 pages that are not indexed yet. This is a tough learning that I went through with Google, is that it takes a lot of time to index your pages. So as you can see here, on January 27, I had 4 pages indexed. Then in February 5th, I jumped to 9, woo. And then I stayed at 9 basically for a couple of weeks, and then it went to 10. And then on the 20th, I went to 12, and now I've been stuck at 21. So I'm waiting for them to index the rest of my pages. And again, Google needs to index your pages in order to rank you and recommend you to viewers. The way you can make that go faster is by submitting a sitemap, which asks Claude Code how to do that if you don't know how. And you can even manually actually submit some of these pages. Again, guys, I started this video by saying I'm retard maxing. I don't know half of this thing. I just know that I did it and it works. We've now actually booked 2 meetings, not just 1. But the VC one was interesting because they don't exist online. Or sorry, they don't exist on LinkedIn. And the reason why, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this before I'm mentioning this, is because originally I said all we do is outbound and we help companies do outbound. But the only way you can do outbound is if you can find the person in the first place. In this case, the person that cannot be found us. So I'm now tapping into a market that I didn't even know existed, right? A market that has money, that can be my customer, but I have 0 ways of reaching out to them because they don't exist on LinkedIn. And if you didn't know this, most of outbound is done by building a lead list based on LinkedIn data. Like, don't let anyone fool you. Like, all these companies that you use to build lead lists, they're scraping LinkedIn or buying LinkedIn data. The only other source I can think of for outbound is Google Maps, but that's like if you're targeting physical stores, which I think most of you watching this probably don't. Although if you are targeting physical stores, please get in touch with us because it's the easiest campaign to launch and build. It's so easy. But if you're targeting people on LinkedIn, then you're stuck with only people on LinkedIn. But as I mentioned in this video, there are people that don't exist on LinkedIn that can be your customer. So if you're interested in how to set this up for yourself, let me know in the comments or book a meeting with us. I'd love to give you a one-on-one walkthrough on how to do it. But it really is as simple as first start by creating a Claude Code skill. So if I go here, so I'm actually going to ask it, can you explain to me what the SEO geo skill does? As it's doing this, I'm just going to explain that the first step for you watching this is start by asking Claude Code to create you a skill that generates long-form blog articles. I like to do it before was by generating a research report because I wanted to optimize for token spendage. But as you can see now, Claude came out with a new incredible update where the token spendage went from what it was 220 to now 1 million. So I don't even think you need to generate a research report. I think you can do all of it at once. And then once you create a skill file that creates these blogs, you have to look at your tech stack. Like if you're using Webflow, for example, or you're using WordPress, there's direct integrations like you can have to push it automatically. If you're like me and you wanted to take on the challenge of making a website by yourself, our website was made by me, you want to host it on Vercel, and then you want to have the data living in GitHub, then it's also extremely simple because then you can completely remove yourself from the process. I don't need to log in every day and do /SEO, geo, blog, whatever, You can now use Trigger.dev essentially to run the automation, to run the workflow without you being involved. So this should be pretty straightforward. The reason why I made this video is to show you that this actually works. Like, I cannot fake these stats. And these stats might not look too impressive for you, and that's fine. For me, this is incredible. I went from like no impressions to now almost 30,000 impressions in 3 months and booking meetings. And hopefully I'm gonna leave a comment on this video maybe in a week or 2 if we end up closing the VC deal or not. But this is the direction where we're heading with the agency. So just to show you like our pricing here is we offer cold email, LinkedIn DMs, but we want to start helping you guys with SEO. So I can give you this workflow essentially and like make it custom made for you for really cheap. It's we have it priced at $500 per month right now. There's other workflows, but they're not relevant for this video. But just to show you, like this is, I think, the direction that a lot of these agencies need to take. If you want to be hyper focused on one channel, by all means do that. Like there's a lot to explore in every given channel, but there's just something so exciting and building and helping companies scale their business by doing both non-compounding work and compounding work together. Because I think there are certain things that stats cannot really show us that you just know in your head that it helps. So for example, the fact that my website has a lot of blog articles and they're ranking high on Google, I can just imagine that is going to help improve our cold email conversions, because when someone searches about us online, we're gonna be showing up in more places and we're gonna look more official because we actually have not just a lot of blog posts, but they're recent blog posts. Like that shows that we're active versus a website that's collecting dust that doesn't look like they're thought leaders per se. So that's why we're really excited at our agency to try to tackle multiple channels at once. And just me personally also, I'm very, very excited on tackling anything that looks like this, anything that compounds, very bullish on. Like, I really wish, I mean, it's compounds, I wish I did it years ago, but SEO for this video, I'm just gonna keep the main conversation about that. If you found this helpful or useful in any way, let me know. If you want to book a meeting with us to help you with growing your business, whether again, from an outbound perspective, like cold email, LinkedIn DMs, or doing scalable compounding channels like SEO, like content, book a meeting with us and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.